video. This is kind of going to be like a two-sided video, I guess is the way to say it. We're first going to talk about what we use to plan certain things in our lives, and the second half of the video is going to be a walkthrough of my current traveler's notebook. And the reason why we're doing this is because a lot of you have asked if you could see how I plan for my channel and Instagram and social media and things like that, but I have just recently started obsessing super hardcore about bullet journaling. So that's something I'm going to focus on this year, is really showing you guys what I'm learning and how I am figuring out how to use a bunch of different planners to do a bunch of different things. So let's go ahead and talk about first what we use to plan. Now, do you want to start off, because you're kind of doing this as well?
Yeah, I'm going to be starting up doing my own bullet journaling, and actually it was based off of a lot of her advice, but I went and found my own book. And I'm going to be doing things slightly differently on how I index, how I put my key in, and you're going to start seeing that when we actually get started. But in the meantime, you are also going to be doing some bullet journaling.
I am. So I had thought about doing this last year, which kind of led me to doing like a traveler's notebook, because I wanted something that I could like just take with me, put in my bag or my backpack for work, and just have with me every day to kind of like check mark, because it's very easy to make lists. But I have always kept a notebook to keep notes in, like even with my traveler's notebook. So I thought the beauty of the traveler's notebook was the fact that you could have a little like insert in here and then you can make your list. But my problem with the traveler's notebook is that the inserts are smaller in width this way, and it doesn't lay flat. It's very hard to like for me to write things on it in a nice manner because it is flat. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop using my traveler's notebook. I'm just repurposing it, and I actually got a new cover for this one, which I believe is periwinkle, and that is on its way. But yeah, this is the traveler's notebook that I use. I'm going to go into that in just a sec. But when we talk about bullet journaling, I did a lot of research, and I've been researching this for a little while. One of the channels on YouTube that actually was a really large inspiration for me, and her name is Carrie Crista, and I will link her stuff down below, but she does an entire series on like how to bullet journal. There's also Sunshine Paper Company, which I'll also link down below. She has a lot of good layout ideas, but literally if you guys are looking for any inspiration for bullet journaling, I recommend that you go to Pinterest and just like do a search for like bullet journal and then what you're looking for. So for example, I was looking for a layout where I could keep track of all my TV shows, and all I did was do bullet journal television, and all these layouts came up, and I was like, holy cow. Instagram is another good place to look. These are all things we're going to be talking about in the series throughout the year as we learn them. So this is the notebook, after much research, that I decided to purchase. This is not cheap by any means, but there are reasons why I got this one. This one was around $20 because of the color. This is the Leuchtturm, which I heard no, it's Leuchtturm. It is German. I did look up the pronunciation of this word. Leuchtturm 1917. This is the medium size bullet journal, medium size notebook. You can get a smaller one. There's also a larger one. But for some reason, they priced them, I got it on Amazon, they priced them according to color, which is really bizarre. But then Marshall found almost exactly the same thing, it was kind of a more generic brand, for half the price.
It's got half the pages. It's called an Uberworks, and it's a Technic, T-E-H-N-I-K. Like, it's supposed to be Technic, but it ended up being Technic.
So that is something like, you know, and honestly, you can bullet journal with any type of notebook that you have. It doesn't have to be like this, but let me tell you why I did choose this one. First off, it is hardcover, which I love. It keeps that real, especially if you're going to be using this for about 6 months, depending on how many notes you take or how many layouts you do. This is, you want this to be firm so you can just throw this wherever you want it to go. It has an elastic to hold it all together. That's important, so nothing opens, falls out, gets messed up, okay? So it has this little flap here that came with it. Basically, there's 249 pages, and they are numbered, and that was very important to me. And in the front, and I'm going to do a whole layout later once I actually start putting things in here. They have a place for you to put your name. They have a place for an index, which is very important, which I will tell you later. The pages are dot grids. Also important to me because that way you can make your squares and you don't have wavy lines. You can use your ruler and whatever else you have. I did a lot of research. I did not want a line. I wanted a dot grid, okay? So, like I said, the pages are numbered. This helps you with your index. So you can number on the index what's on each page. There are like 8 perforated pages in the back. I think that's so you can move it to another notebook if you wanted to. I don't really know yet. And then it also has this nice little pocket back here so that you can put stuff in. The paper itself, I believe, is acid-free. Oh, there are 2 page markers for you too, which is awesome. You know, I love purple. I was glad this one was very
the one that
cheaper.
I ended up getting was in white.
Oh, okay. So that is why I ended up choosing this one. The one thing it didn't have that I really wish it did was a pen loop, but I'm looking on Amazon to see, like, sometimes there's some metal ones that you can just clip onto the back, so I can just move it to each notebook I have. So that's that one. Oh, it also comes with stickers if you want to put like a spine and like label what each notebook is for. You can do that too. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that one later on. I'm going to be using that for like basically tracking and doing a lot of day-to-day stuff, weekly stuff, monthly stuff, but you will see that in a minute. I also wanted to briefly talk about my mini Mombi. I know, that sounds funny, the mini Mombi. So I use this, I did a video on the inside of this and I will link that down below for you. But what I'm using this for right now is to track all of my promos. So when I contact companies because I want to work with them, or if I get like something from influencer that I know I need to review on certain platforms, I will mark it up in dates in here and then also put it in one of my other calendars so that I will remember this is what I did, this is how long I took to do it, this is what I have to do, but I have a designated place for it. And not only that, because it is discbound and I have a punch, I can add pages if I want to. So right now there's not a lot in here because it is the new year and I haven't really started, but I have been like post-it noting things that I need to do before I draw it in. So like, for example, if I know that I'm getting a product in the mail but I haven't gotten it yet and I know the review has to depend on when I get the product, but I don't know when I'm getting the product, I will just post-it note it inside until I actually get the product and then plan, okay, I'm gonna do a video on it here, an Instagram post here, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm using this for right now. This is my traveler's notebook, and I did a video with Chris before. This has changed a little bit, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is reposition the camera so that you guys can see inside of it from the top down, and then you'll be able to see what I'm using it for right now. All right, so this is my traveler's notebook, which you guys have seen before, but I'm kind of using it a little bit different way. I'm actually going to start from the back and work my way up to the front for a reason I will tell you in a minute. All right, so back in the back here, I have this like little pad of paper, which I actually very rarely use. It's just here in case I need to jot something down. And also 2 Sharpie pens. These are my go-to pens when I'm writing in the traveler's notebook because they are fine tip. They don't really bleed through the traveler's notebook paper, and then you can get them in like really cool colors. So I basically use the purple one until it's going to dry out, and then I'll go ahead and switch over to this green one. Here is an insert that I bought from, I think, Impossibly Poppy. She actually custom made this for me. She had a bunch of Doctor Who fabric, and I was like, can you do this? So she let me choose the fabric and made it for me. It is, there's like a little zipper right here. It's supposed to be used for like cards and change and cash and whatnot, but I use it to keep coupons that I need to keep track of. This one's probably expired now. Washi tape or like paper clips, page flags, things like that I use in here. But I love it. I love this Doctor Who thing so much. This insert right here is my monthly insert, and basically what you see on here is I do the Paper and Glam book club. The January book was Year of Yes. I did finish it in December though, so I'm probably gonna go on to the next one, which is called Love Warrior. But this kind of keeps track of like all the books I'm going to be reading throughout the year. I read a lot, and especially this year I do a lot of audiobooks because I can do it at work. So at least 12 of, I'll probably be doing all of these books, and I will be doing a lot of my own. So I tried to be on Goodreads for a while. It didn't, I forgot to update it, I'm not gonna lie. But I might still be on there too. If you guys are interested in following me on Goodreads, I can link it below for you. So let's just go right to the monthly view. Now I'm gonna tell you, I used to fill out the monthly view a lot, but quite honestly, I barely look at this anymore. I don't really know why that is. I think it's because I started just marking things in my weekly and daily planners, but I just don't anymore. So right now it's literally just for reference to see what day of the week things fall on. When I move into my bullet journal, this is going to totally change. So yeah, that's that one. I also put the book that I'm reading each month in here too. All right, this is my year of 40. I started this the week of my birthday in October when I turned 40. As you can see, I've already used a good chunk of it. I'm probably have maybe like 10 weeks left, something like that. And I have decorated ahead of time already. I'm only going to show you 1 week so you can kind of see how I plan. This was one of the last weeks I did. It's a Harry Potter themed one. All stickers from Bottle Tea Design. So I do like a weekly layout like this. But what I decided to do was change it in preparation for my bullet journal. And I basically started a more pages. Some pictures of my new kitties, and did it that way. So this is kind of like in preparation to how the bullet journal is going to react. And then I have my lists, which will also be transferred into my bullet journal. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this like weekly one for things I want to just kind of jot down, like, okay, this TV show is starting, this movie's starting, whatever. And then my bullet journal is going to have a much more comprehensive way of doing it. So that's basically what that is all together. But if you're interested in seeing more things on the Traveler's Notebook, I will link that video down below. But yeah, comment below if you're interested in seeing more about how I plan. So until next time,
Stay zany.
bye-bye.